What's up, guys? So for quite some time now, how to use MetaTrader 4 on your cell phone for Android devices has been my most viewed video by far. And me being an avid iPhone user, avid Team Apple guy, it's almost kind of blasphemous for me to have my most viewed video as an MT4 demonstration for Android. So I decided to step it up, improve my iPhone MT4 video tutorial. So here we go. MT4 101 on your cell phone with the iPhone. This is how you use it. Now the first thing you're going to need to do is hit your settings tab down here on the left hand side so you can log into your broker account. Now what you're going to do, there will be no account selected up here, so you're going to hit new account. And you will not hit open a demo account because that's an MT4 demo. You have no control over it, no customization, no idea how long it's going to be around. You want to use a demo account from your existing broker. So you're going to hit log into existing account, hit the search tab and type in the name of your broker so that you can find your demo or live server, whatever it may be. So if it's a demo account, you'll choose your demo server. If it's a live account, you'll choose your live server. Enter in your password, the number ID, and then your trader password right below and hit sign in. And your account will appear up here at the top. If it's logged in properly, it'll let you know if it's real or demo. Of course, it's a demo account for security purposes. But over here, let's just work from the settings tab while we are here. I don't particularly use the mailbox, but this is where you're going to get any kind of news from MT4. If you have it enabled, you may get economic news in the news section. There's also access to the economic calendar for MT4 with the Today's app if you like that. Personally, I prefer my FX book. You can generate a one-time password, change the language over here in the settings options, and you can also customize your charts, which is the most important option. You're going to select whether you want to use candlesticks, which is most popular, line chart or bar chart. Select whether you want your volume down at the bottom of the chart, your X, as well as your bid price line, so you can see where both prices are and see where the spread is. Your period separators are separate when the market opens and closes to start a new day on your chart for you. And then trade levels are also, you'll get to see some of the, your pending orders that are waiting to be executed. Got your data window, and then the OHLC is actually the information up at the very top of the chart where you get some information on the current price. So coming back over the sections, charts, if you go into the color section, you get an option to customize the way the graph is going to look for you. So you can change the background, the grid color. For instance, personally, I like to use green and red candles to designate when the price is going up versus when it's going down. So if you wanted to do that, you would come into charts and you would change your bar up to green, change your bull candle to green. Oh wow, that's on black. That's probably the highlight. But you're going to change your bar up to green and bar down to red. I usually have the bull candle green and the bear candle red, but I think this just actually highlights the candle for you. And then your lines, volume, bid price, X price, trade levels, and your stop levels for stop loss. You can customize everything so it makes the most sense to you when you come here. You want to have it set up where you can analyze data the quickest and most efficiently to help you make good trading decisions. So that takes care of everything in the settings section except for the journal, which is basically like a data log for the orders, any kind of changes you made in MT4, and information in the about section for your notifications if you want to lock the screen. All the way over here on the left hand side, your quotes tab. This is where you're going to see your trading tab with your pairs that are on your watch list queued up. Now on simple, all you're going to get is prices, but if you keep it on advanced, you get a little bit more details, spread, what the low and high of the day were, which starts at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time every day. You'll start with a brand new low and high. If you hit the addition button up here at the top on the right, you can actually select additional pairs that aren't on your watch list. If you wanted to add something, you will hit that plus button and it'll be added to the bottom of the list. If you want to organize or get rid of any of these pairs, you just hit the pencil icon up there in the top left, where you can either select a pair to get rid of with the trash icon, or use these bars over here on the right hand side to drag them around and change the order. So one tab over here on, and of course from your quote tab, I'll show you, you can actually hold any bar, any pair, and you'll get the option to trade, go to the chart, or view details on that pair. So let's say, for instance, I want to see GBP JPY on the chart. You can tap it, tap chart, brings you over here to chart, but it's also the second tab down at the bottom on your MT4 app on the iPhone. This is where all the price action happens. And of course, if you want to enter a trade, you have to hit the trade tab, addition tab, go back and forth between your mobile trade terminal here and the actual chart. If you guys check out the iPad tutorial for MT4 that I recently posted, you'll see what kind of advantage you have as far as having this trade terminal up and still being able to see the charts at the same time, so you don't have to go back and forth on your mobile device. But from the charts, up here you have your cursor. Well, let's just start all the way to the left. You have your time frames, so you can change from M1 all the way down to the monthly time frame. And of course, that represents how much time it takes to form a candlestick. So here on the M1, each candlestick represents 60 seconds. But down here on the monthly time frame, each candle represents a full month. So different time frames are going to paint different pictures, give you different structure based on how much time is being considered. Your cursor icon here on the left hand side of the three icons in the middle is going to give you a cursor on the screen you can drag around to get data on wherever it is you're viewing. So you can get the time, the price, any data from the technical indicators you have set up, which we'll go over right here with this middle icon that looks like a cursive F. It's going to bring up your indicators window, where you can go into main window, apply any of the technical indicators down here in the window, and then when you select these, it's going to have settings that can be customized in order to react to data differently. So when you come in here, what you'll notice is that there are so many options on each indicator. There could be 1,000 different ways to use each one. And if you settle for the default setting, you're pretty much broadcasting your game plan before Sunday football, as I like to say. You don't want to give the coach on the other sideline your playbook. And a lot of times that's what traders do by using these technical indicators on default all the time in every single situation, which is not what you want to do. You want to learn how these work, learn how to apply them different ways in different situations, and learn how to use them to your advantage and be effective if you like to use technical indicators. The shape icon is next up right here on the right in the middle, and this is how you draw your structures. You can use horizontal lines or diagonal lines to draw channels. Your Fibonacci retracement is in here, pitchfork, triangles, all kind of tools that you use to draw on the chart. And once you actually place a horizontal line like I show you here, once you come back, it'll be listed. You can open up that shape, you can name the shape, you can change the price here rather than having to physically drag the line up and down the chart to get it exactly where you want to go. Especially some of you guys with the smaller screen phones, is going to be a great advantage for you to be able to specify where you want your line and be price specific when you're aiming for entry and exit points. So you want to come in here and customize your shapes to make sure they're exactly where you want them to be. If you wanted to use a Fibonacci retracement, what you would basically do is start at the top or bottom, place a retracement dot, and then on your screen you're going to drag down to where you want to extend your fib. And if you see up here in the left hand corner, while I'm dragging this fib around, the window here zooms in so I can be more specific with my placement. Like if I wanted to place it at the bottom of a candle wick, I will watch it here instead of trying to pay attention to what's going on under my finger while I place that fib, so I can be more specific with my placement. And then I can also come in here and adjust all of the settings to the Fibonacci. So just keep that in mind when you're using your shapes and indicators. Everything can be customized to be used to your advantage. Like for instance here, I physically input my pivot points. That way I know where my support areas are, where my resistance areas are. I even changed the prices here rather than drag them around. And then I have my resistance lines a different color than my pivot point line, and I have my pivot point lines and support resistance lines a different color from my support line. So when I come to the chart and I'm looking at my pivot points on the daily time frame, it's very simple, easy to spot what's going on in pivotal areas. Get it together. So that's how you can add, and of course for each symbol you would have to apply the charts all over again. Your indicators are universal to any pair that you're trading. And then you have your trade tab over here on the right hand side. So whatever pair it is you have on the chart, you can pull up the trade execution tab by tapping tab right there, tapping trade up there in the right hand top side. But also if you come to the trade tab here in the middle instead, you can actually add an order and then just select the pair that you want to trade up at the top. So always pay attention to what pair you're trading, just in case it's still set to an order you entered in the past. You may be working with a new pair. Just make sure you have the pair you want to trade selected at the top. Right here underneath pair selection, you're going to have market execution, which is your default order. But if you tap market execution, it's going to bring up your pending order options. Now, if you're not familiar with how these pending orders work, I do have a video in my library on how to use pending orders. Just go to the playlist Forex Basics, find the pending execution orders video, and I go into detail on how to use each specific one. But the main difference you'll notice is when you go into pending orders, you're going to get an extra line for your entry price. Now, these trades are not entered immediately when you hit place, but they're entered once the price reaches the price you put on this entry price line. So I would select where I wanted the price to be entered, what my stop loss and take profit would be. And if your parameters are not in correct places based on what type of order it is, for instance, sell limit would be a reversal order after the price goes up to hit a price threshold, Your entry price has to be above the current price. Your stop loss has to be above the current price. But your target profit has to be below the current price. So if those prices aren't in the right order, this is going to stay gray and you won't be able to place the order, which is why it's imperative to learn how those work if you're going to take advantage of them. Otherwise, you just need your stop loss line and your take profit line. Now, I know you guys love the Android video because I went into detail on how to count pips and how to set the stop loss and take profit at this portion. So let's get into that here as well. Your lot size line is going to determine what the value of your position is, right? So micro lot, which is where most traders should start trading, for Euro USD and most of the major and minor pairs, this is going to be roughly 10 cents per pip. Now with your price on the left and right, you'll see that the bigger numbers represent the pip. So here 74 represents the pip. Here 72 represents the pip. Now 72.75. There's a 3 pip difference here, which means my spread is 3 pips, which means that if I'm trading at 10 cents per pip, the spread is 30 cents. Roughly, again, because I'm trading GBP, JPY. Just keep in mind, every pair has a different calculation, or some pairs can have different calculations. If I come up here to a mini lot, and now I'm trading roughly $1 per pair, now we're talking about a $3 spread, and the price going, well, my position going up or down in value by $1 each time the pip moves by 1 point. If I come all the way up to standard lot at 1.0, which is worth roughly $10 per pip, now with that 3 pip difference, we're talking about a 30 pip spread when I enter that trade, which goes to the broker. And now my position values or devalues by $10 every time the pip goes up or down by 1 point. And as far as risk management is concerned, if I'm trading $10 per pip and I calculate a stop loss that is 10 pips below the current price, that means I'm risking 10 times 10 on this trade, which would be $100. And depending on how much you have in your account, let's say for instance you had a $1,000 account and you have this trade set up where if your stop loss is hit, you're going to lose $1,000. That means you're risking 10% on that trade. And not only that, if you were to open another one, you would not be risking 100%. 10%, you now be risking 20% on that trade session while both of those positions are open. So that's how you control your losses with the stop loss. Take profit would just be on the other side. So if I decided I wanted to make $100, I would set my stop loss to be 10 pips above the current price, but not necessarily I just set it that way. You wouldn't decide how much you want to make. You would do your analysis to decide how much price movement you're going to get on your trade order. And then once you find that parameter and put in your target profit, you would calculate to see how much you're going to make. So if you did your analysis and decided the price was going to move 10 pips and you wanted to enter a buy and you priced your target profit above the current price 10 pips, that would mean you were going to profit $100 on that trade because you were trading at $10 per pip. But never make your trading decisions based on dollar amounts. Of course, you're going to enter a sell if you want to benefit from the price going down, and you're going to enter a buy if you want to benefit from the price exchange going up. So that is your trade execution. Of course, your history tab is going to show you what trades you made in the past. You can go to daily, weekly, monthly. It'll just update and show how many trades were made, what the total was, what date, etc., and break down the profit down at the bottom, as well as any deposits or withdrawals you made to give you your balance down at the bottom. That credit line is actually for bonuses and whatnot if you're using a broker that has bonuses. But that really wraps up the MT4 app for Android. I hope this answered a lot of questions that you guys may have. I'm not sure if I showed you can tap the trade to bring up your trade option, indicators, objects, and settings tab right from the chart. So there are many ways to get to each option as you familiarize yourself with the most effective way to use the app for your strategy. But if you guys have any questions at all, feel free to leave comments in the comment section. If you have suggestions on videos you'd like to see me do next, feel free to leave that in the comment section. Make sure you subscribe. Hit the like button if you enjoyed this video. I really appreciate that. And also hit the bell icon right beside the subscription. That way, when every time I drop a new video, you'll be notified and never miss out. But of course, you can just come back to the channel to see what I've been up to. Good luck with your trading. Good luck on the market. And take care.